today. I figured I'd show you guys where we're at with the fan and the radiator and the supports and what we're doing next on the job. All right, pull this off and show you. All right, well, we got our brackets mounted onto the radiator. Come out really nice. I mean, got them painted up. We got our holes located there, and also here on that side where they'll bolt onto the frame where we have the frame tapped out, so it'll fit. This radiator, I got it off of eBay, Worsley or whatever it is, I think it's called. It didn't come with any instructions, but I think we can figure this out. We're going to be using the fan as a primary, meaning we want it to pull air through the radiator towards the engine, because we're going to mount the fan on the engine side. There was no instructions, but there was pictures on eBay, so they showed the fan mounted on either side. So I'm assuming that the fan blades are interchangeable, because we're going to be mounting it on the engine side, and we want it, as I'm looking at it right now, we want it to turn clockwise. And if we do that, the fan blades look to be going the wrong way. So I think what we need to do is take this nut off and flip the fan around. We should be able to do that. So that's the first thing we're going to do today. I'm going to go ahead and put this back up on the stand, and then I'm going to pause, and then I'll flip that blade around and I'll turn it back on, and we'll take a look at it and see if we got what we want. All right, hang on a minute. All right, we turn the fan around and it looks like it's correct. I'm going to show you what I did, and then we'll move on to the next phase. All right, so if you're looking at the fan now, it's going, the fan blades look to be going the right way if it's going to turn clockwise on the engine side. And I spun it, and I got a good draft coming through the back side as I spin it. So I believe we're correct now. It's a puller, which is a primary fan. It replaces the old, you know, the old mechanical belt drivens that didn't really ever do crap on the engines way back when. So that's what we're going with. The next thing I'm needing to do is figure out the kit that came with it. I don't think it's that hard. They're just speed nuts. I did one years ago. It shouldn't be that hard. Let me get it mounted up, and I'll turn this back on and show you what it looks like. Okay, we went ahead and we put the speed nuts on to hold the fan. That job's done. We went ahead and we got it nice and tight against the radiator. It's looking good. There's the back side with these 90 slip-ins. Found that they were going to be better to use. Initially I was going to put the wire through here on these mount holes, but these legs, these 90-degree legs that came with it, with these foams, it made it so the fan sits nice and flush to the radiator, and everything I've seen and read says you want that sucker flush. So we got it, no problem. Not thrilled with these speed nuts. I'm going to get a set and see if I can get something better online. These three are all okay. This one here wouldn't tighten down real good, so I tightened it, and then I put a wire tie there just to help hold it so it had some tension on it. These ribs are just really flimsy China crap. I don't know what else to say. So I'll look into getting something better, or at least equivalent, so I can have it in the toolbox in case we need it. So for right now, that's it for the radiator. Because I'm going to need to get a little bit of material for the notch out for the drain plug. My plan is I'm going to get like a 1-inch pipe and cut it in half, and then cut a little bit out in radius here, stick it in there, and just Healy arc it around and grind it smooth. You won't even be able to see it from the outside. And on the radiator itself, we're going to put a street L, and we'll get this street L right here and a real tight radius straight down, and then we'll get a peacock valve for it. They gave me this with the radiator, but it's that cheap plastic too, and I just don't want it. It's just a failure waiting to happen, and I'm not going to deal with it. I had a petcock valve or whatever right here, but this one's old. It's been used, so I'll get a new one. I'll sit down on the computer tonight and see and order a couple things and see what we can get. But I'm just going to leave the radiator sitting on the bench for right now. We already know it fits. We've had it up in there. All the bolts align. Everything's good. So we're going to hold off on that and just let it sit there. We're going to jump back to the tilt nose job a little bit. I'm going to try something here. I made these brackets that I showed you 2 videos ago, and they're cool. They work good. I mean, the Hudson slides in there and everything. But the bars that I had laying around the shop, they're a little heavy. I mean, these things are about 5 pounds. And a buddy of mine at work had mentioned to me about maybe if there was a way you could encapsulate the Hudson bearing, even though it's, you know, this is just tin on top, it'd be one more layer of protection, and I'm all about safety of the hood wanting to lift up, you know, even though we're going to have it latched. And I thought it was a pretty good idea. And I had this aluminum pipe laying in the back of my shed over there. I'm like, I wonder if I could use that. So I pulled it out and I sanded it up. I drilled this side, and then I just used my radius wheel and I cut down, and the Hudson bearing slides in there really nice. It just fits really good. So I figured, let's give it a try. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to heliarc these onto these flat bars, and the hole pattern between each one is like 2 5/8 for the spring, for the old hinge springs for there. So it's really tight right there. So I'm not going to be able to weld it all the way around, but I could, you know, weld 2 half moons. And then I'm going to have to, I tried looking at a regular bolt, regular hex head bolt, and they'll go in there, but then the sockets won't fit. We don't want that. So I think if I end up using these, I'm not sure yet. I'm still just kind of like planning it out, but I like showing you guys everything. I got these button heads with the Allens that we could use, and that'll give me the clearance I need. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to heliarc these up and just kind of bolt one in, and then I'll decide whether I want to use these or those. The benefits of these are they're lighter and they help to hold the tilt nose. Those are heavier but stronger, so it's we'll think about it. But for right now, I'm going to set up for the aluminum welding. Now, I've only ever welded aluminum on this particular machine once, and it did okay. I did it when I first bought it. A lot of the stuff I don't know, but I do know this, so I'm going to show you what I do know. Okay, so the red tip tungsten is 2%. It's thoriated. You use that for like your steels on that bracket over there, or stainlesses and stuff like that. This green piece is pure, and that's what you use for aluminum. And then we're going to set our dial to AC on the machine, and I'll actually film some of that. The camera is getting low, the battery, so I'll go in and charge it up, and I'll come out later and I'll film welding this, and we'll see how it goes. I got one piece of practice to run a bead or 2 on, so I can make sure that I got the welder dialed in before we go making these, in case we want to use them. You know, the welds are nice. So we're going to go with that. So give me a few minutes to go inside. I'll have to close the garage doors when we jump onto this phase of the job, because a little bit of wind will ruin your day if the argon gets blown out of the puddles. So I'll get back to you guys in a little bit, and we'll fab these up and take a look at it. Okay, we got the welder set up. It's doing okay. I haven't heliarced but one time with aluminum with this. They call this square wave or something like that. It's not as nice as the Miller that they provide me with at work, but for $1,000 at the what do they call that, Eastwood, it's a pretty decent welder. Right? See if I can show you this. Just make sure I can see it on there. You know, for what it is, it's not bad. So what I'm going to do is, I got the heat set where I think it's okay. I cleaned these off and put very light tacks on them. And we're gonna try to weld these up and we'll see what it looks like, and we'll go from there. Trying to make sure that the button heads fit, and they do. So that's the way we're gonna have to go with these, if we use these. I mean, we still may end up using the other ones, we'll see. But we get them welded up. I'm gonna leave the camera run. I hope it works out, we'll see. We got them welded up. We cleaned them up a little bit. We'll let them cool off. I'm gonna call it a night and put away everything, and I'll try bolting one of these on tomorrow when they cool off. Let me take a look. They come out really good, and we'll let them cool down, and we'll try one tomorrow. And then once we try one, and we'll see which way we want to go. If we want to stick with the old ones or go with these ones, we'll make that decision tomorrow after I look at it up in there. And once I figure it out, we're gonna treat them. Still haven't showed you that yet. I'll hold off on that. And kind of like something I just thought of that I think would look cool. We'll try it. I've never did it, so we'll see. But I'm not gonna say what it is yet. But that's it. I'm gonna wrap it up for today, and we'll get some more footage for you tomorrow. We'll put together a nice movie here. I'm gonna get the stuff I need to get the radiator finished off and get that going. All this is relative to getting the nose to tilt. We got to get everything just right. So hopefully within the next couple weeks you guys will start seeing it really come together, and before you know it, this thing will be tilting forward. All right, take care. Okay, back out in the garage. I put a street L on the radiator here, right there. Okay, and over here on the bar, I sectioned out a piece of 1¼ inch pipe, and we welded that in. So hopefully that's enough clearance. Show you all the way around. So BW don't bullshit you. My underneath, I'm upside down right now. My underneaths are just as good as my right side up. I can weld upside down, inside out. So we're good there. We got the, see if you can see that. I hope you can see that. My app for my phone isn't picking up the camera today, so I just using the camera without the app, just kind of winging it. First time I've done that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you guys on pause. I'm going to paint this up, and then hopefully I can bolt the radiator on, and hopefully everything fits, and I can put the petcock valve on there and be done. So I'll get back to you guys in a few. Hang on. Okay, we put the radiator on. It worked out great. I can't wait to show you guys. Bring it around and take a quick look at it. Everything went as planned. It just, every once in a while, things just go together. So the braces are in. They're nice and plumb. They're in. We got our street L down in there. You can see that right there. And it just clears. And then if you look on the bottom, I got us a nice brass petcock, and it's on there. So easy access. If we ever have to drain the radiator to work on things, there it is. And I can't be more happy with it. I mean, we were able to tuck the radiator down behind the bar without giving up any of the fins. We still got a little bit of clearance with everything. There's your fan clearance right there. It's about 3/8 of an inch. That's good enough. We put the wire down at the bottom so that we're going to tuck it in real nice and hide things. We're keeping things as nice and neat as we can as we go, including this. I'll take an extra day if I can make something neater, and I'm really happy with it. I'm proud of it, and I'm going to go ahead and put this video up. I feel like we've done enough, and to put up the video, I have about, it's one of the longer ones I have, so we're going to be good. Tomorrow I'm going to continue on the braces for the tilt nose, and I think my bearings are coming tomorrow. I got to go in and check the tracking for the monorail bearings. We'll see. I'm not sure, you know, with the virus stuff going on. I'm not going to count my chickens before they hatch, but we got enough to keep busy. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. Show you real quick from the front. The radiator's in there. The only part of this job I'm not thrilled with is these speed nut, these plastic Chinese speed nut crap. I'm still looking to see what else is out there, or just get another set, like I said, because they really weren't tightening up to my expectations. So we're gonna leave the we're gonna just stop with that. Everybody have a good evening. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.